Good morning, coaches. This is Jen, and this is day 4 of our Emerald training. Today, we are going to cover preferred placement when you sign up your first coaches. And we're also going to discuss signing up your spouse and the importance of doing so. Obviously, this is for those who do have a spouse. If you don't have a spouse, this also can be helpful just to if you sign up a loved one, significant other, family member, the same concept applies. So I'm going to start by sharing my screen. Okay, so when you sign up as a coach, it's just you. You have no coaches yet. You just have your uplines. So the first step, the first goal, of course, as we're talking, is about becoming an Emerald coach. To do that, you have to sign up one coach on your left leg and one coach on your right leg to become Emerald. So the first coach I'm going to demonstrate signing up today, is your spouse. And for this video, I'm going to put the spouse on the left leg. I would talk to your upline coach about the best placement for your spouse. Typically, you want to put your spouse on your weak leg, but there are other strategies, and different coaches have different beliefs about this. My husband is on my left leg, which happens to be my strong leg. Now, I'm not sure if that's going to be a good thing or a bad thing. In the future, we just have to see. That leg may not stay the strong leg. The right leg may become the strong leg at some point. But for this purpose, I'm going to put my spouse on the left leg as soon as you possibly can. Then when you sign your second coach, you will put them on the right leg. And once you do that, that will make you an Emerald coach. Simple as that. And as you know, we've already gone over what the benefits for becoming an Emerald coach are: free leads, bonus, team bonus, cycle bonus, sorry. And so as you continue to build your each of your legs, you want to always remember to build on the outside. Think of it like a tree, and you have the top of the tree, which is you, and you go down the tree. So you're going to continue to just add to each leg, and you want it to be balanced. So, you know, if you started with your left leg and then you have your right leg to come Emerald, you can go back and put the next coach on your left leg, then the next coach on your right leg, and so on and so forth. So the thing about it is you also have an upline, a couple of uplines who are going to be putting coaches, their personally sponsored coaches, also on your legs, depending on where you are on their leg. If you're on their right leg or left leg, these coaches will end up on the strong leg. So for me, and I'm going to show you an example here in a minute, but for me, my strong leg is my left leg right now, as I mentioned, which is where my spouse is, and my right leg is my weak leg, which is technically the leg that I need to build the most growth. So as you're building, and other coaches above you are putting coaches in, that's all going to be building that volume to help you create your cycle bonus. So even though they may not be your personally sponsored coach, their volume will count towards your team volume, which is so awesome, because you're going to, once you become an Emerald rank, you keep your volume every single week. and it becomes a rollover volume. So for me, my strong leg has a ton of carryover. And then every time my right leg builds volume and I meet that 200 to 100 ratio and I cycle, that's when I make that cycle bonus money every week. So once you become an emerald rank, your next goal is to become a ruby or a diamond. A lot of coaches will tell you that to just head towards diamonds. That's what I did. Obviously I was pushing towards ruby, but I just hit diamond before I hit ruby. You still get all the benefits of a ruby coach, but I just skipped that step. So the way that I made diamond, and the purpose or the point of signing your spouse up as quick as possible, is that I then for myself to become diamond, I had to have 2 emeralds on each leg. So the first emerald happened to be Rachel. And so she has been my emerald coach this whole time. And she's been building her team, her side, her legs. And so I just kept building my coaches. I wasn't focused on building my husband as an emerald coach yet, although I knew that was the quickest way for me to become a diamond coach. But I wasn't rushing it. I just was placing each of my coaches on the appropriate leg. And when the time came and I had enough coaches to think, to know I could become diamond, then I worked on my spouse's account. Now, obviously, they're still my personal coaches. They're just signed through my spouse's account. So once I gave him 2 coaches, then he became emerald. And as we're talking about this, and, we were talking about team volume. So what's awesome about putting him up there first under you, is because once he becomes emerald, he also starts earning team volume. And every single coach on under him or under me, whether it's a personally sponsored coach of mine or it is a personally sponsored coach of one of my uplines, any of those coaches are going to be, collecting team volume into the pot every single week. And so at this point, then my husband, my spouse, can now earn that team cycle bonus money every single week. So the potential is there. Now, I want to show you something practical that happened to me. I did not sign my spouse up right away. So I want to show you what my back office, literally what it looks like. I did blur out the names so that we didn't have to worry about who was who and who was where. But for this demonstration, I want to tell you that I currently, as a diamond coach, have 11 personally sponsored coaches. I also have actually 77 coaches in my downline. So what does that look like? So on my left leg, I have 59 coaches. Now, of those 59 coaches, only 6 of them are my personally sponsored coaches. But those 59 coaches are contributing to my weekly team volume where I can cycle bonus every single week. So what does that look like practically for me? As an average, I earn over 1,000 team volume points on my left leg every single week. So on my right leg, so obviously my left leg is my strong leg. On my right leg, I have 18 coaches. Of those 18 coaches, 5 are my personally sponsored coaches. As you can see, you see no diamond in my left column. Now, this doesn't show my entire genealogy. It doesn't even allow you to see your entire picture. But to know, I'm an emerald, I have to have an Emerald coach on my left side and you don't see an Emerald there. And that's because my husband is very far down my list. You actually have to scroll like 4 pages to find him down there. So he's missing out on all of these potentials. Now, I do want to point out here that the grayed out coaches are the inactive coaches. So they are not contributing to your team volume every week. But just imagine that of my 59 coaches, you know, how much volume is building every single week. And you need you need that 200 to 100 ratio. I'd also like to share with you what my carryover volume looks like. So give me just 1 second while I find that, what I did with that little nugget. Okay, so I'm going to switch. My screens so that I can show you. This is my volume for last week. So as it shows you, this was the week ending last week, June 1st. This is going to show you what my carryover volume looks like here. I hope you can see this screen. Yes. Okay, my carryover volume on my left leg, like I said, is my strong leg, has 13,000 points. And as long as I stay an Emerald coach, I won't lose those points. But if you lose your Emerald status, you will lose your carryover points. So that's why it's important to stay an Emerald coach. Even if it takes you a long time to become a Diamond coach. There's no rush. We each take this at our own pace. But we want to stay Emerald so that we can keep our points. Because if you can imagine the, 200, I'm just going to do the math right here really quick. Because this is my strong leg. And as I'm building my right leg, because my right leg is my weak leg, I have to continue to build that leg. So as it grows, my left leg's still going to continue to earn volume on that side. But let's just say for this instance that my legs were actually even, or somehow they were even at this point. The money that's sitting here, and I'm just going to say 13,000, divided by 200, because you need the 200 in your strong leg versus 100 in your left leg. So that is divided by 200. That's 65 times. Based on my Diamond status, I get $18 per cycle bonus, per cycle week. Per cycle. So I make $18 per cycle. So it's 65 cycles times $18. That's $1,170 just sitting there. And it's going to continue to grow as I continue to grow my right leg. So last week, let's see, it doesn't actually show you what I had in terms of my team, like how many I cycled last week. But so this just shows you what my carryover is for my left and my right, what I've saved every single week, because it's got to build up to 100 over here before I can make that $18 or $14 as an Emerald coach. This shows you how many times I've cycled, how many cycles I've made since I became a coach. So I know you want to know what that number is. So most of that is going to be as an Emerald coach. So I'm just going to give you an Emerald coach number. So 18 times 14 is $252. Now that might not seem like a lot, but that's a lot of money to me for doing this for this amount of time. So there's probably a lot more I can cover. But those are really the basics of why you want to become Emerald really fast, and why you want to sign your spouse or a loved one up as soon as you can, because at some point they can benefit from that. So anyway, I hope that covers everything, and please let me know if you have any questions in the comments below. I'd love to hear if I'm not covering something or if I need to clarify something. So I hope this was helpful, and I look forward to tomorrow's post. Bye, guys.